So you've heard the real estate market is down bad. Let's talk about what's happening in Vancouver, Washington. Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver and Camas, Washington YouTube channel. I'm your host, Hannah Dubyne, and I'm excited that you're here today because we're talking about one of my favorite things ever, what I do every day for a living, the real estate market. We're talking specifically today about Clark County, Vancouver, Washington area, but I'm going to touch on national statistics a little bit too. By the way, if you haven't already, sign up for our Weekend Happenings with Hannah newsletter. We send it out every week, we handwrite it for you guys, and it's about local events happening in Clark County. So you've probably seen the doom and gloom headlines out there on the news, on YouTube. The market is crashing. Interest rates are as high as they've ever been. Affordability is at an all-time low. Foreclosures are looming. The financial crisis is going to happen again. We're going into another housing bubble. Well, I'm happy to let you know that the market has not yet crashed in Clark County, and I frankly do not expect it to based off of the data, based off of what I see every day. If I did expect it to crash, believe me, I'd let you guys know so you could get a good deal. But basically what happened was in 2022, we had prices peak in June. That is what happened in a lot of the country. Prices peaked in May or June, and we ended up with average sales price at about $610 and median sales price at about $550. In December, our median sales price was about $490 and our average sales price was about $550. Now, as I'm filming this fall of 2023, we are back above our peak price in June of 2022. So pretty much every month since the year started in 2023, our average and median sales prices have gone up. So we'll put the graph up top over here so you can check it out, and always feel free to reach out to me if you want more statistics and more information. But you can see we are back above where our peak was in 2022. Now, I have a lot of realtor friends across the country. I'm blessed to network with the best realtors in the entire nation, and I get to hear about their markets. We have markets right now that are down, and they do have a large influx of inventory. And then we have other markets that are still in scarce inventory, and they're looking up, especially down south and more on the East Coast. I know that a lot of the big markets in Texas have a ton of inventory, and it is more of a buyer's market. But still in Clark County right now, we are by definition experiencing a seller's market. So what do we have going for us here in the Southwest Washington area that keeps us thriving? Why do I think, and why do other professionals in the area think, that we are going to continue to appreciate? I have 7 thoughts I want to share with you today. The first is that we have a strong, diversified economy. We are not reliant on one sector. We are not, heavily tourism. We're not heavily defense like over in DC. We're not only tech like in California. We have a variety of jobs, both local, work from home, over in Portland area, and I think that's a really key factor for us. The second thing I want to share with you guys is we have a relatively clean environment and clean air. I'm super thankful for that. Honestly, it's something I took for granted growing up in Washington State, but we have lots of trees that purify our air, and people care about keeping our environment clean. I remember going to Los Angeles when I was in middle school, and it was so disgusting. It was so smoggy, and I was like, oh, how do people live here? But we have a beautiful, clean environment, and we pretty much avoid most of the natural disasters. The only natural disaster that really looms over our head is the risk of a giant earthquake, the one on the Pacific Rim. So we just hope that doesn't happen in my lifetime, but I will take that risk. The fourth reason I see Clark County's real estate market continuing to be strong is because we're close to a main metro and an international airport. Where I am sitting right now in my office in Camas, Washington, I am 15 minutes away from being at the gate, walking onto my plane at Portland International Airport. And I'm not even in Oregon. I have to cross the bridge. But that is so close. That is amazing. That is a huge draw for high business professionals, business owners, people that travel a lot for leisure. So it will continue to be an important factor when people relocate. Also, with Portland being a main metro, the biggest area in Oregon, we have lots of jobs over there. We get great concerts, we've got sports teams, we have a lot of things that are enjoyable. My fifth thought on this list is that we don't have a state income tax. time and time again when you guys call me, which thank you so much for calling, texting, emailing, and DMing. We love to serve you when you are moving to the area. A lot of you say you do not want state income tax. And we don't have state income tax here. It's a beautiful benefit of living in Washington. We have sales tax instead, but if you're not a heavy spender, maybe like myself, you save a lot of your income, it really works in your benefit. As the cost of living continues to increase in all facets all across the country, I see more and more people all the way from the lower end of the income spectrum all the way to, extremely wealthy who are looking for more affordable solutions for living. The next piece of information I want to share with you guys is this IRS tax data map that I have access to. It's pretty cool. You can see where tax dollars are growing and where they're decreasing, and it's a way for people to measure where people are moving to and from, where they're moving into and out of. Unfortunately, at the time of me filming this, their map is down, which is super unfortunate. I'm gonna embed it over top here, but Washington is a heavily green state, and so is Clark County. You can zoom in and check it out by county. And we have had, I think the number is in the billions of tax dollars coming into our county, which is a good sign. That means that people want to move here. On the other side, you look at states like California, and that state is red. People are moving out of it, and they're taking tax dollars with them. So that's another interesting tool that we have at our disposal that says, hey, people love to move here. The proof is right here on this map. The last of my 7 thoughts that I want to share with you guys today is that the Vancouver area is one of the most affordable, if not the most affordable, major market on the West Coast. We look at other cities like Seattle, Tacoma, Washington, Everett, Washington, Portland, Oregon. We go down to California, places like San Francisco, San Diego, all of the big markets in California. They're all more expensive than Clark County. Right now, our median sales price in Clark County is about $550. Depends on which city you go in. Some cities are less expensive, some cities are more expensive, but that is really affordable compared to the cities I just named off. Seattle is probably closer to 800,000 or 900,000. Everett's probably 700,000 or 800,000. All the California cities, who even knows? I feel like they're all $1 million at this point. That might be a little rational, but if you are looking for that West Coast lifestyle still, and you want to be in Pacific time zone, this is a great place to be. I'm looking at my notes here, and I guess I had a bonus point I forgot to share with you guys, but it's an important one, and that is that our supply here is super low. It has been low for the last 3 years, and honestly, it's going to continue to be low. Right now, we are 5,000 units behind in the city of Vancouver alone. That statistic is from the Building Industry Association of Clark County, so they're local right here. There are people in the building industry taking that data. That doesn't even account for all the other cities in our county. And if you think an average home has 3 to 4 people probably, and there's 5,000 homes that we're behind. So what, we're behind 20,000 people need homes that don't currently have homes or have unstable living situations. That's almost 10% of our city's population. I don't think the building situation is gonna get better too, because the county makes it difficult for builders to build. And so Building Industry Association tries to make it easier. We know we need more houses, but it just is full of bureaucracy. It takes time, money, and effort to get those new permits pushed through. All that to say, if there's a lot of demand and a lack of supply, the market is going to continue to go up here. I'm not a fortune teller at the end of the day. No one is. Realtors aren't, lenders aren't, economists aren't, but I use the tools at my disposal, and what I just shared with you guys makes me think, hey, a market crash probably isn't coming anytime soon unless there's some crazy unforeseen force that comes in from the outside, but likely we're going to have 3 to 5 or 6% appreciation for the foreseeable future. If you want to see more of the statistics and data I use to make this video, feel free to email me, hannah@DubyneRealtyGroup.com. I will send them to you. And if you're relocating to the area, myself and my team at Dubyne Realty Group at Real Broker would love to serve you. Text us, DM us on Instagram, send us an email, and we look forward to seeing you next week.